The focus of our group's project, Dewars versus Rosemarys, was to look at the diversity of customers present at these ice cream parlors, how these businesses have become a part of Bakersfield's popular culture, and if there is a preference of one over the other.
What is your name and age?
My name's Mandy and I'm 28.
And how long have you been working here?
About a year and a half.
Would you say that your ice cream is authentic?
Yeah, because nowhere else has anything like it.
Do you see any similarity in the kinds of customers you guys typically have, like certain age groups, racial or ethnic groups?
The only similarities really is like the regulars. Like the people who come in, there's like all kinds of different people and people will come from like other countries that would stop by here and they come back again. So it's like they're just loyal, I guess, to us.
What do you think has led to the success of Dewars in the town of Bakersfield?
Pouring out the loyal and faithful customers.
Would you say that Dewars has become part of Bakersfield's popular culture?
Oh yeah, definitely. I remember coming here when I was a kid, and my kids have come here, and so...
Alright, sir, what is your name and age?
My name is Horacio Echeverria. I'm 57 years old.
Okay, how long have you been coming to Dewars?
4 years.
4 years? What do you like about Dewars?
The service and the ice cream.
Is there anything you don't like about Dewars?
No, everything is fine.
Everything? Do you remember the first time you heard or saw anything about Dewars?
I heard about it in a real estate convention in 2008.
And you remember your first time coming here?
That was the same day at lunch. We broke for lunch and came here for the ice cream and also the peanut candy or brittle.
What do you think
they were very famous about, you know, they were talking about it, so I heard they were famous about their peanut with the candy.
Yeah. What do you think has led to the success of Dewars in Bakersfield?
I think the quality, the consistency, and the service.
Alright, and then from just the amount of times that you've been here, have you ever seen similarities among the kinds of customers, like certain age groups or racial or ethnic groups?
I think middle-aged families.
Middle-aged families?
A lot of groups of families.
Okay, what about ethnicity-wise? Would you say like
Mix.
pretty diverse?
Yes.
Okay.
After 100 years, I think they're doing something right.
What is your name and age?
My name is Nola, and my age is 75.
How long have you been coming to Dewars?
Almost 70 years.
What do you like about Dewars? What do you dislike?
Well, I love everything about Dewars except, well, what makes it quaint is the small counter space, but that makes it kind of hard to get a seat. But other than that, I think I don't really find fault with it at all.
Who do you usually come with to Dewars?
I either come alone or with family members.
Do you remember the first time you heard or saw something about Dewars? If so, how?
Well, I was so young. I just know that we came here on Sunday afternoon and got a scoop of ice cream with 2 vanilla wafers. And it was wonderful, and I still love vanilla wafers because even though they're all sugar.
Do you prefer Dewars over Rosemarys or vice versa? Do you have a preference and why?
Well, I prefer Dewars. I love Rosemarys as well, but this is just so traditional for me that I have nothing bad to say about either one.
What do you think has led to the success of these two local businesses in the town of Bakersfield?
Well, I really don't know enough about the background of Rosemarys to comment about that, but I think the fact that Dewars has stayed family owned, and other than the fact that they probably had to mechanize some things, everything used to be done by hand. I remember them rolling out the fondant and everything by hand and putting the peanut butter, and I know that has to change, but I think the candy is still wonderful. I love Dewars.
From the times that you have visited, do you see any similarities in the kinds of customers that are typically present? Certain age groups, racial or ethnic groups?
I really don't see a difference. I think it's always been a mix, and I think that only possibly, I can't say this for a fact, but if different ethnicities have moved into the area, that probably includes them. But I really don't personally think that it was different.
After interviewing a few willing participants as well as observing the translocal scene of dewars, our results suggested that dewars maintains a culturally diverse income of customers. Dewars has gained and continually carries on traditions that loyal customers, even 75-year-old early users, enjoy, as proven by Dewars' 100 years of customer service. Dewars carries on its business and traditions through word of mouth passed among their ice cream consumers. Furthermore, Dewars does not represent mass culture because of their local basing in Bakersfield, as well as their continually homemade ice cream. All right, sir, what is your name and age?
My name is Vincent Ortiz, and I'm 19 years old.
And how long have you been working here?
I've been working here for maybe about 9 months.
Do you see any similarity in the kinds of customers that you typically have here, specifically among age groups or ethnic groups?
I would say there is a lot of families that come in, a lot of couples with children. They also bring grandmother, and then we also have couples that usually come in during the night. They're just into, usually it's a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or an older couple that usually just comes in.
What about ethnicities?
We actually see all ethnicities in here. There's no just one or a specific that sticks out. They all come in at different times. And it's all equal.
So it's pretty diverse?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think has led to the success of Rosemary's in Bakersfield?
I think the success of this business is that it's a family-owned business, and it just contributes a lot to the way it's run here compared to a corporation, and the fact that they work on their own products, and that we make all of our products, not just it's shipped in. We actually make all of the ice cream and the chocolate, the caramel, all the marshmallow and the whipped cream. Everything mostly here is made here in this shop.
Would you say that Rosemary's has become a part of Bakersfield's popular culture?
Yes, it has actually, especially during the summer when there's recitals. Like afterwards, after the recitals, a lot of them come here, and it's a base time that all of them come in and eat ice cream, and a lot. We also have a lot of customers that are well known here. Like, oh, here comes so and so. You already know them, and it's just everyone likes Rosemary. There's nothing that they don't like about it. Like, we also make sandwiches, and people come in all the time. Even during the winter, we've had a lot of business during the winter. And they're like, oh, this is my favorite place to come eat. And I would say it's well liked. It's one of my favorites. I wouldn't know where else to choose.
What is your name and age?
My name is Jacob, and I'm 20.
How long have you been coming to Rosemary's?
I've been coming here since I was about 4 years old.
Who do you usually come with?
Well, when I was younger, I came with my family, and then I started coming with my friends. But since I met my fiance, we've been coming here like every Sunday for the past year or so, ever since we got engaged.
What do you like and dislike about Rosemary's?
Well, this is what the place I brought my girlfriend for the first time. Is not my fiance, and so we so ever since then, it's kind of like a ritual of ours to come like once a month. And then now that we've been engaged, we decided to start going once a week until we get married, and then who knows where that's gonna go. But when dislikes, well, I know that sometimes the waiters can be a little chatty, and that, you know, and sometimes that just gets in the way a little bit. But most of the time, it's a great time. I mean, the owners here are awesome. They've been really kind. They're also just really relaxed. Like, I mean, they don't really care about like if you order off the menu or not. They're kind of like not. I mean, I don't want to say like the family, but in a way they kind of are.
Do you remember the first time you heard or saw something about Rosemary's? And if so, how?
Well, I remember it because my mom worked here when she was 16. She had it when she was 15, so, you know, we were, you know, so I used to come here a lot from what she told me, but when I was, you know, when I was getting older to where I can remember things, I just remember always being able to come here all the time. And so, I mean, that's just how I first heard about it, so it's just because my mom worked here, so.
Do you prefer Dewars over Rosemary's or vice versa, and why?
Well, obviously I prefer Rosemary's just because me and my fiance come here every week. Definitely because the style of it, the atmosphere. I know once her and I tried to go to dewars, and we actually got in a fight over it afterwards, just because you know, after that, I mean, we ate and then we realized we were so hungry, and you know, it was a huge issue. So we've just come here ever since then because they serve food and ice cream.
What do you think has led to the success of Rosemary's?
Well, like I said earlier, they're always really, really comfortable, really nice, really friendly. Even though they're a little bit chatty, the waiters they're always kind of the same people, so you kind of get to know them a little bit. So when you do actually feel like talking, you kind of build up a repertoire with them. So they're really nice to have. And so it just kind of has an authenticity to it, just because just through the way they interact with you. And then I know the ice cream is just really, you know, it's really spot on.
From the times you have visited, do you see any similarity in the kinds of customers that are typically present? Certain age groups, racial or ethnic groups, etc.
There's a lot of big groups here. I mean, you definitely notice a lot of Mexicans that seem to come here, but and that's not saying it's a bad thing, but I mean, you tend to notice that there are a lot of Mexicans here, big groups, and families. I see a lot of families here.
What is your name and age?
Connie Palm, 48.
How long have you been coming to Rosemary's?
Since they opened.
What do you like about Rosemary's?
That you can get a sandwich with your ice cream.
Is there anything that you dislike?
Not really.
Do you remember the first time you heard or saw something about Rosemary's?
Yes. When my children were young, it's probably about 25 or 26 years ago.
How did you first hear about Rosemary's?
A friend of mine, for a birthday party for her kids.
Do you prefer dewars over Rosemary's or vice versa?
I prefer dewars over Rosemary's.
And is there a reason why?
I think dewars has better ice cream.
In your opinion, what do you think has led to the success of these two local businesses in the town of Bakersfield?
I think dewars has been successful. It's always been family friendly, and they opened up in a good location across from Bakersfield High School, which got them loyal customers from the get-go. And I think Rosemary's has been successful. Their dining area is more convenient in the fact that they serve food, not just ice cream.
From the times that you have visited Rosemary's, do you see any similarities in the kinds of customers that are typically present? Certain age groups, racial or ethnic groups?
No, I guess it always seems like there are families here, but definitely multicultural.
Rosemary's, a local scene, does not take part in mass culture because they create fresh ice cream daily for their customers to enjoy and because they are a single family-owned ice cream parlor. They maintain and serve an ethnically diverse crowd of all ages and families of all sizes. Many loyal customers have made Rosemary's a tradition in their lives by getting ice cream after dance recitals, baseball games, and school plays. Many customers share a collective effervescence in their unified feeling of spending family time at Rosemary's. Rosemary's has a constant flow of loyal customers as well as newcomers who have decided to try Rosemary's because of information passed by word of mouth.
Where we live, ice cream is a huge hit in the hot summer months, but after interviewing all the customers, we found that while people we talked to may have a preference for dewars over Rosemary's, they rather just enjoy the fact that these businesses are family-owned and operated, maintain a sense of authenticity, and are both good, diverse places for family fun. Both Rosemary's and dewars are local scenes where ice cream lovers form social interactions, but since dewars has more than just one location, it could be said to be more of a translocal scene. Judging by the volume of conversations about these ice cream parlors, a positive valence exists concerning Rosemary's and dewars. Also, the measures of diffusion of conversations about these businesses reveals that they are well known and well liked, thus part of Bakersfield's popular culture. In the future, one could explore the impact of social media on these businesses and whether or not some form of advertisement would impact their sales.
Ice cream, you scream, we all scream, for ice cream, rock, rock. Oogie wah wah la la la.